Owaisi of the AIMIM is joining us live. Asaduddin Owaisi, good afternoon. I have the court order. I've just read out from the court order, Mr. Owaisi. Justice Hemant Gupta, his conclusion, Mr. Owaisi, he says, secularism applicable to all citizens. Therefore, permitting one religious community to wear their religious symbols would be antithesis to secularism.
Yes, yes.
Thus, the government order cannot be said to be against the ethic of secularism or to the objective of the Karnataka Education Act. Mr. Owaisi, can I get your first response, sir?
What is your question? It's a differing judgment. Both the judges have given a different judgment. What is your question?
Okay, since you want to go straight to the question, let me ask you my first question, Mr. Owaisi. There was a split verdict on the hijab issue today. Justice Gupta dismissed the petition, held that wearing the hijab is not part of the essential religious practice under Islam. Now, are you, Mr. Owaisi, fighting for the fact that it is essential, or are you calling it a choice even today?
It is both. It is first choice, it is right to choice, it is right to culture, it is right to privacy, and also it is part of the essential religious practice. It is everything. That is what the Constitution says. It is a 209-page judgment. Out of that, 135 pages judgment is given by Justice Hemant Gupta, Honorable Justice Hemant Gupta, and the other pages are judgment is given by Justice Julia.
Yes. Now, it will go to the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Owaisi, and irrespective of what happens, now he may refer to a larger bench. It could be a larger bench. It could be a constitution bench. Now, if the final verdict comes unanimously against your stance, Mr. Owaisi, will you accept it?
Well, you see, it is pure speculation and hypothetical to speculate on what the Honorable Supreme Court judgment would be. Let us wait. Let us wait for the Honorable Chief Justice of India to decide on this. But now we have a differing judgment, and one honorable judge has upheld the right to hijab, the other has not upheld it. So at least you have one Supreme Court judgment which has upheld the right to wear a hijab.
Mr. Owaisi, I've been meaning to ask you this question. Anti-hijab protests have turned into a global movement in Iran, and I wish I could have spoken to you earlier. And there are women being killed for not wearing the hijab. You've been looking at those pictures, those protests. Do you support these women in Iran, Mr. Owaisi?
Well, you see, I would request you that your channel should call the External Affairs Minister on your esteemed channel. And I'm sure that if you ask even the Prime Minister will definitely give an interview to you and ask this question: what is the stand of Narendra Modi-led government vis-a-vis in relation to what is happening in Iran? Why is the government of India quiet on what is happening in Iran? They should lay down that this is the official policy of government of India. Why are you not asking this question to the ruling party, a party which is in power in Delhi? They should tell the country that what is happening in Iran, is it acceptable to the Honorable Prime Minister or to the External Affairs Minister? Please tell. Why ask a lesser person like Asaduddin Owaisi?
No, we felt that it would be relevant to ask this question to you, because obviously the ministers and the government will take a diplomatic view on that, Mr. Owaisi. Now today, for example, let me ask you, I'd like to ask you, there's an MP called Shafiqur Rahman Bark. He's a Samajwadi Party MP. Now this leader says, immoral activities will take place if women don't wear parda or hijab in public places. You're very sync with the times, Mr. Owaisi. You're very forward-looking. I'd like to say that you're forward-looking. You're well-educated. Now, do you endorse this view? He says it is mandated in our religion that women have to wear the hijab in public. See, that's where it gets dangerous.
Well, you see, you are asking my opinion. My opinion is wearing an hijab for Indian Muslim girl is her right to privacy, right to choice, right to conscience, and it is their firm belief that in Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that wear a hijab or a niqab or a chadar over your body. Now what Mr. Barq has said, I am sure that he has more wisdom than me to substantiate on what he had said. You should send your cameraman and do a detailed interview about his statement. I cannot speak for Mr. Shafiqur Rahman Barq.
Why not? Why not? If you disagree and I agree with you to the point where you say it is choice. It can be choice. But you have to disagree when someone says that there will be immoral activities if they don't wear the hijab in public, Mr. Owaisi.
Well, you see, that is his opinion. And how can I speak for him? I can speak for myself, for my party. He belongs to Samajwadi Party, and you have all the right to ask a Samajwadi Party or their spokesperson what is their party's official stand.
Is it progressive, Mr. Owaisi? Is it progressive to say that hijabs should be allowed in schools when no other religious attire is, or is this a means to polarize for political gain? You know the kind of outfits that played a role in this, Mr. Owaisi.
I differ with you when you say other religious symbols or dress is not allowed. What about a Sikh man wearing a turban? What about a Hindu girl wearing a vibhuti or a Mangal Sutra? That is allowed. That is allowed, isn't it? And you talk about progressiveness. May I give you an example that a lady from Yemen who happened to wear a hijab, is still wearing a hijab, won a Nobel Peace Prize. You should know that the International Boxing Federation allows boxing matches of women wearing a hijab. You should know that the International Basketball Federation allows women basketball players to wear a hijab and to play an international basketball tournament. That in itself is an answer to your question about progressiveness.
Mr. Owaisi, couple of last questions. Now, will you admit, and we investigated this, Mr. Owaisi, and that's the reason I'm asking you, will you admit that radical elements short of and they lived off political parties for the last few months on this issue of hijab? They took advantage. They gave it a communal spin. I remember exposing the campus front of India, which is today, by the way, outlawed and banned. And they admitted on camera saying we were an active part of it. You see, this issue was completely misused also for political gains by some vested interests.
The whole world has also seen how RSS and BJP were distributing saffron shawls to the male children to wear and go to schools. We have also seen how radicalized the other side was when a Muslim girl driving a two-wheeler, wearing an hijab, enters her college, parks her two-wheeler, and then she was surrounded by all these saffron-wearing shawl children shouting and abusing her as a mob. So we have seen both the sides.
ओके, मेरा आखिरी सवाल हिंदी में है. हमारे रिपब्लिक भारत के जो दर्शक हैं, ओवैसी जी, आपसे ये पूछना चाहते हैं, हमारे हिंदी चैनल रिपब्लिक भारत के लिए दो सवाल हिंदी में है. हिजाब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आज के 50-50 वाले फैसले को आप कैसे देखते हैं, ओवैसी जी?
नहीं, हम तो ये उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से एक यूनानिमस फैसला आएगा हिजाब के हक़ में, मगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के दोनों ऑनरेबल फाजिल जजेस ने अपनी मुख्तलिफ जजमेंट दिया है. हम उसका रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं. और एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज ने हिजाब पहनने को उन्होंने उसको अपहेल्ड किया है. अब हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेंच बनाएंगे या फिर साबरीमाला के पास उसको भिजाएंगे, तो हमको उम्मीद है कि जब एक और मर्तबा पूरी तरीके से इस बात को रखा जाएगा, मेरा मानना ये है कि भारत के संविधान में यूनिफॉर्मिटी फंडामेंटल राइट नहीं है, फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन एक फंडामेंटल राइट है। मेरी राय में यूनिफॉर्मिटी भारत के संविधान का बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर का हिस्सा नहीं है, प्लुरलिज्म और डाइवर्सिटी बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर का हिस्सा है। और इक्वालिटी का मतलब ये है कि डाइवर्सिटी को निकाल दिया जाए। अगर भारत के कर्नाटका के स्कूलों में अगर बच्चे स्कूल को जा रहे हैं तालीम हासिल करने की और सिर्फ वो देखेंगे कि एक सिख लड़का टर्बन पहना हुआ, एक हिंदू लड़की सिंदूर या विभूति मंगलसूत्र पहनकर आ रही है और मुस्लिम लड़की हिजाब नहीं पहन रही, तो उन बच्चों की राय में एक मुस्लिम लड़की की इज्जत कम हो जाएगी। और यही बच्चे जो आज स्कूल को जाकर पढ़ रहे हैं वो हमारे भारत का मुस्तकबिल हैं, वो भारत को आगे लेकर जाएंगे। अगर वो भारत की इस डाइवर्सिटी की खूबसूरती को नहीं देखेंगे तो कैसे भारत को आगे लेकर जाएंगे, कैसे दुनिया के चैलेंजेस का मुकाबला कर पाएंगे।
आखिरी सवाल हिंदी में है, ईरान के जो बहनें हैं उनके लिए कुछ मैसेज है आपका जो हिजाब के खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं? ओवैसी जी,
मैं भारत के प्रधानमंत्री से, उनकी सरकार से ये पूछना चाह रहा हूं कि रिपब्लिक भारत को बता दें कि नरेंद्र मोदी की जो सरकार है वो ईरान में जो कुछ चल रहा है उसके बारे में उनकी राय क्या है। और भारत की तुलना ईरान से करना ये राष्ट्रवाद नहीं है, ये भारत की बेइज्जती है, क्योंकि भारत का कोई रिलीजन नहीं है, ईरान का एक रिलीजन है। भारत के संविधान में राइट टू चॉइस, राइट टू कल्चर, राइट टू प्राइवेसी, राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन एक भारत के संविधान का फंडामेंटल राइट है जो ईरान में नहीं है। तो जो ईरान की तुलना भारत से कर रहे हैं वो भारत से मोहब्बत नहीं करते हैं।
थैंक यू मिस्टर ओवैसी फॉर स्पीकिंग टू रिपब्लिक टीवी। थैंक यू। विल स्पीक अगेन।
थैंक यू।